Darnell Mooney, to me, is going to be a top wide receiver very soon. And it's very, very unfortunate as to how much this man was already disrespected in his first year, being a former fifth-round pick out of last year's draft. And we're going to get into it, but before we do, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps to find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support you guys have given us. We can continue to cover everything around the NFL. And it's about time we covered some Bears material. We covered Justin Fields, many of the tremendous things he's going to bring for this franchise. But one of the biggest travesties throughout this last season, for me at least, was how little Darnell Mooney grew on fans and how little respect he got when he really honestly deserved a lot more of it, especially given his situation. I mean, we've all seen the memes of this man completely getting overthrown, and I just felt bad for the man. I know what it's like. I dealt with Christian Ponder for years. I know what it's like. So this man, by the way, he was born October 29th, only a couple days behind me. So let's take that for what it is. But Darnell Mooney catching 61 passes for 630 yards and 4 touchdowns, I think is only the beginning. Especially because, again, we saw the memes of this man just continually getting overthrown. And it was just how it was. I mean, it was unfortunate, but I mean, this man, at the end of the day, was, I think, just based off the film that he showed, the way he showed to be a route runner, I think he is going to be a top deep threat in the NFL. The Bears already have Allen Robinson. They've already got a franchise quarterback in Justin Fields, who should start right away. I'm going to lose my mind. Now you got another wide receiver in Darnell Mooney, who's on his way to becoming one of the best wide receivers in the entire NFL. I mean, this Bears team, it may not seem like it, but a good quarterback like Justin Fields could completely change all of this. He could completely change it. We're talking about a guy that in the last game of the season against the Packers caught 11 passes for 93 yards. We're talking about a guy that throughout, in my opinion, during the second half of the season, especially when he started getting more opportunities to start, showed why he was a top wide receiver in the NFL. And quite possibly, and quite honestly, I think he's going to be a top wide receiver and someone that NFL defenses should fear moving forward. He is, in my mind, obviously he's got the speed for days. He's got hands. But in my mind, other than the size, he reminds me a lot of Stephon Diggs. I know Stephon Diggs is like 6'2", Darnell Mooney's 5'10", maybe $180. Okay, I understand it. Other than the size difference in terms of route running, explosive playability, hands, everything else, I mean, I would much rather compare them at that phase based on the rest of their game, because I think the rest of those areas really show a lot of similarities. Now, he's not Stephon Diggs. He's not that kind of a caliber player yet, but he is certainly on his way, especially once again considering that the Bears made a conscious effort to go out and get a franchise quarterback. They made a conscious effort to go out and improve the offensive line, and they made a conscious effort to really bolster the weakest part of their team, which was the quarterback position. I mean, we talk about Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles. I understood. Again, probably not their weakest, but I mean, it was the weakest for being the most important position in the entire NFL. So, I mean, if that makes sense. But at the end of the day, Justin Fields should start over Andy Dalton, who's not QB1. I'm sorry, Bears media. He's not QB1. Darnell Mooney should be getting even more opportunities, whether that's being given the ball in the run game or the pass game. Should definitely be given the opportunity to return more kicks because he's explosive. I think he could make a lot of people look foolish. So Darnell Mooney deserves some respect, and people need to keep him on their radar, because he is going to blow up in year 2. He's going to be a top wide receiver. I'm predicting at least 70 catches for him in a better offense and with a better quarterback. And only at their first year, I think he could legitimately go for 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns. I think that's the type of season, the type of impact you're looking for Darnell Mooney in year 2. I'm personally very excited for him, and I think that Justin Fields is only going to make him such a better threat for the Bears moving forward. So make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten. We always leave our handles for social media down in the description down below. So if you guys want to follow us, make sure you do that. Also, check out our website at thesportsbeatpodcast.com. Give us a listen on iTunes. And that's all we pretty much got. And we once again thank you for coming along tonight. And you know what? Let's get ready for a very, very exciting season with Darnell Mooney.